in the Fandom Zone. And today, while everyone's bringing out their Spider-Man Far From Home trailer reviews, which mine will be coming late, because Zod had problems in your line with Earthlings. Anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys about a film that I feel has been pushed aside in the shuffle for the number one biggest movie to come out, and that is the movie Yesterday. Yesterday is a touching story by the same person who brought you Slumdog Millionaire about a what-if scenario, as in what if the entire world, had a massive blackout and then forgot one of the greatest bands ever, and I will fight anyone for this to be disproved, the Beatles. What if they forgot all of the great Beatles hits? What if you or anyone else was the one person who remembered great Beatle hits? What would you do? And this film is a really great gem. This is a film that I didn't expect. So before we dive into this, you guys know my system by now. I do Zod approves, Zod disapproves. Two things. You have only two choices. I don't go with the numbers anymore, okay? None of this 8.5 crap or any of that. And I respect the people who do it. I just don't. I want to keep things simple. So anyways, what did I think of this film? This film is unique in the sense of that it feels like a rom-com, but at the same time, it doesn't. It feels like one of those music movies we've come to see 50 billion of, but it's not. It's a hybrid. It's like that weird car, that punch buggy car you see, where you're like, oh, cool, punch buggy, but do you really want to own it? In this case, I would say yes. This harkens back to just great dialogue being delivered in a film. 90% of this movie is talking or singing. There's not a whole lot of action, but the lines delivered by the core cast is nice. The one girl from Saturday Night Live, the blonde-haired chick, is in it. And I don't remember her name. She was in the reboot for Ghostbusters 2016, so I quickly forgot about that. But actually in this one, she does really well, proving that when you have a well-written script, it does not matter. You could still bring out gold from a piece of turd. Anyways, so it's got a love story, but the love story isn't the center focal point necessarily. The dilemma is it wrong if you are the only person to remember a particular set of songs for you to use that? And essentially, should you make a profit off of it, or bring it, or let it go into the world where it already was? And this premise intrigued me. It intrigued me greatly, because it made me really question about what Zod would do. Actually, Zod already knows. I would profit off of it, and then I would destroy anyone who said that it wasn't my creation. Because if there's no one around to refute you, then you are undefeated. Sorry. So anyways, this movie had great cinematography. This movie had a lot of heart. This movie was very emotional, and not in that whole rom-com thing that people hate, where, oh, he falls in love, the girl falls in love, and there's a little generic plot just to get the two together. Actually, that whole thing doesn't go the way you think it's gonna go going into this film. It is mostly about the music, and whether or not, if you had the opportunity to make great music, is it or is it not okay if you are bringing songs that would otherwise have never been into the world but under your name, knowing that it is not your music? And folks, if you are into those questions and you want to see a good, funny movie, go and see this movie. Zod approves. I have very few disclaimers, except for my only discrepancies in this film was that maybe you didn't even need a love plot, but that's not to say it detracted from the overall film. I just think that most people going into this are not expecting that angle, but be open-minded because it does work in certain respects. It is a good movie, it's great music, and it's a wonderful premise, a movie with great heart. Zod approves. Thank you very much for coming here to the Fandom Zone, and remember the golden rule here on the channel. If you enter the Fandom Zone, kneel before Zod. If you liked the video, hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Welcome to the Fandom Zone.